Oh, it's happened. It's finally happened. Academia's finally adapted more than 2 like chapters an episode or even 1. Now that's the thing with this and all that. This can even more confirm exactly what everyone was going to be saying, and also as well I've mentioned as well where exactly that we're going to be ending up, and that is we got like not 1, not 2, but 3 chapters to this episode, adapting chapter 13 to 15 of the manga, and right here and there we can, like, that's just pretty much confirming that like the rest of this stuff that we're going to be having throughout the entire, that we are going to be adapting about 2.5 volumes out of the series. Ending off on chapter 21, that makes sense that we would be ending off there, coming from like the add up if we've got 2 more episodes left to the adapt to the series. And I will tell you one thing straight away, you can tell it so much more when there's like a lot more breathing room. Like you can definitely tell, like now that they've got this sort of pacing going on with the series, like I'm swear to God, it's like you can really tell this in a show, especially when they're trying to do 1 chapter, 2 or 3, and since like this show has done every single one of these things, you know when like the characters are trying to buy the time and when they're actually just trying to progress the story, and definitely with this one it was progressing. So all the villains were starting to attack, and it seemed like their clear goal was just out there to kill All Might. However, they did not know that about All Might, that he wasn't there at the moment, because we get to see like later on in the episode he's just there like sitting on a fucking sofa like trying to like, yeah, I'll be a hero, so like, I'm gonna do that, like everything like in my power, and the principal's like, yeah, maybe you want to pull that off a little bit like that. And it looks so fucking weird. He's like this like adorable little bear thing like that with sneakers on, and he's just like got this big scar, so you know that this motherfucker's probably gone through some shit. Like I'm just thinking of like this little like adorable little bear principal guy. It's like, what, did he get into a knife fight or something? Obviously, like if he's a principal of this place, he must have some real badass like fucking powers and all that. Like the anime like only watchers are like, you know, this motherfucker must be a G or something. He's got like the fucking scar and everything that most samurais have. I raised ahead though immediately. He would come up with the plans like, I'm gonna be dealing with it, and like he came up with a very smart like plan. Like the main reason why he wears those super like, you know, badass like goggles was mainly the fact is that so heroes can't see like which one like he's trying to take over with their quirks, and like even the ones that have like the hereditary like sort of like quirks that they just stay permanently and all that, like he uses this to his advantage with obviously like with all the like strings and stuff that he's working around with, and he just keeps like handing their ass over, and it's just like, yeah, it's like we can't, like especially when he was saying to like Midoriya, it's like, yeah, we can't be one trick ponies Deku, like we can't do that, which is a massive shot at him saying, look, all you can do is just fucking hit things really hard and all that. You gotta find other ways to like get around through that shit. However, the guy that like we saw like that evil cloak dude like that happened to separate all the people. I do appreciate Bakugo as always like that, just going in and trying to swipe the motherfucker. He was like, ah, it's just like, you know, hey, in a way, it's like you got our attack and all that. We got that out. However, though, the villains did not know anything about their quirks, so they separated them, and having no idea at all about any of their quirks. If they did though, they would have like separated, like as we saw like with Tsuyo, she would have probably been in the fire part, since obviously now she's in the water zone, which is like out of their advantage, and she happened to like rescue Midoriya also as well, that little piece of shit great boy. Like honestly, like this is the thing, it's like I fucking hate that character, alright? Like I generally don't. This is the thing with like when it comes to Academia, it's like you get some like real cool characters and all that, like you get like Bakugo, you get Todoroki, and there's a few other guys on there, but then you get this fucker who's like, oh, my power, like my quirk, I can throw sticky balls like that. It's like, wow, this giant perv little fucking munchkin guy, like wow, you are so useful. But it's like, no, like it's always like with these like sort of shows and everything and all like all this show and time, no, everyone has to have a use, even if they're like powers of shit. It's like, oh no, I have like my powers could do something too. It's like even though like for the majority of it was all like Tsuyo and Deku like using the Delaware smash and just smacking it right down there like throughout the entire, it's like, oh, we jump away, and it's just like, oh, but I'll use my sticky balls though to make them all stick together, hey, like that. It's like, well then, like, that's a thing. That's the thing though, there are like more hilarious characters in the series than him, and then there's also as well like way much cooler characters with like less useful abilities that use them in core. You know, I don't know, it just seems like this guy with his quirk seems like it would be a Jojo stand, but he's like using it incredibly shitty and he's not really seeing the full potential of it. That's like every time I've ever looked at his quirk of just like stickiness, it's like you've seen so many other people use like powers like that, but way much better. I mean, like fucking like he's Sokka from Hunter x Hunter uses bungee gun, which is like he uses that stickiness and that range to his abilities. Like yeah, like I don't know, man. Maybe you could like use the balls in some way. Come and think up a new style with it. And then when we got to see like Ida's group, they pretty much said Ida, like they're somehow interfering with the radio waves. Somehow you gotta run, you gotta get out of here, and you gotta inform the heroes and all that. And it's like, oh, but I had to be over here to protect, be like a rightful student council president. It's like, no, you're the only one that can do this, you piece of shit. Go and fucking do it now, please. Like that. It's like, well, yeah, that's the thing with it. And it's like, yeah, like, like, whilst that happening, so either or and all that, whilst they're, like, dealing with this stuff, it's like, yeah, we've got this situation to deal with. There are some smart things and all that, like what you got and all that. It's like, when you got to see, like, Deku, he was trying to trick all the water, like, villains by, like, using, like, oh, I'm going to act like I'm reckless and I'm just, like, like, Bakugo, I'm going to do that, so, like, they don't think I'm planning anything. There was some cool stuff in, like, the chapter and all that I really did like that they adapted into this episode, so it was like some real cool stuff. I do remember though, I think this was like near kind of where I remember like reading quite a bit of Academia and then I put it down for a while, like when I was like reading the manga, and then like I stopped, like, and then I got into like obviously the next arc after this, so I'm like looking forward to all what they're adapting. I think honestly this is a way better version to do that, because I don't know, like seeing like some of this stuff when I was looking back at the chapters weekly, I was like, I'm not too sure, and it's just like, you're kind of giving the other side characters like other series that haven't had a time to shine. Like that's pretty much what the majority of this episode is like. Oh, Deku working together with like other people's quirks, like Suya and like working with like Mieta. It's like like we're using other quirks and working together and all that. It's like, oh, that's cool. Although I will say the most painful part as always is always seeing Deku's like fingers whenever they're broken. It's like, why like does always like Bones have to like I know ironically like show his fingers flopping like where they're like broken and smashed up. It's like, I don't want to see that. It's like, ooh, like it's just too painful to look at. But other than that, it was a really good episode. I really like that. And like I say, like I know a lot of people like just complain when I'm actually having a moment saying, it should be fun to be, yeah, like that. But honestly, you really can tell like when it comes to material and all that, like when they're definitely like they're trying to like drag something on and trying to pace it to 20 minutes, and then you can tell when honestly they just want to adapt it and they just want to make it look good and they want to do like this and all that. Like, so I like that when it's like they're not being forced on a time restraint. It's like the only thing that they got to worry at this point, yep, just budget. There you go. And obviously they don't have to worry about that because they're fucking Bones, and also as well they've only got 2 episodes left, so that's even better. But I give this an 8.5. I thought this was a really good episode. It gave a good chance and all that to showcase Deku and all that, showcase some of the villains, their plan. Also as well, yeah, it's going to be a little bit difficult. That All Might's like kind of out conditioned for a little bit. So yeah, it's looking forward to like all the students coming out and actually dealing with this situation. But other than that, I really enjoyed the episode. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What do you think about that? What do you think that we're going to be ending on 21 chapters? That's where we're going to be having the landmark like of this series gone. But that's all for me. Thank you very much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time.